Well, we open the show today with the news that the auction markets around Australia are showing strength. Kevin Brogan from CoreLogic joins me with all the details in just one moment. Outsourcing will dramatically improve your productivity and profitability. Sure Agents have created a staffing solution to provide great staff who can perform duties in property management, sales, marketing and administration, and at a fraction of the cost, giving you and the team more time to spend on the dollar productive tasks. With rising costs and slowing revenue, the focus must be on value for money. Check it out, sureagents.com. Yes, the auction markets around Australia are showing a lot of strength. We'll go into some detail with Kevin Brogan, but firstly we say, hello Kevin, how are you?
I'm really good, thanks Kevin. Good to join you again.
Yeah, some very encouraging signs too. I think Melbourne winning on numbers. Sydney certainly tops the clearance, but we're seeing some encouraging results out of Brisbane. So we might actually just bring those preliminary results up straight away just so we can have a quick look at them. Kevin?
Yeah, sure. I mean, as you mentioned, Sydney's got a clearance rate above 80%, 81.5%, and there was a really big increase in the number of auctions for Sydney compared to last week, 938. Melbourne is leading the way, though, over 1,200 auctions this week, and a clearance rate only just shy of 80% at 79.6%. And I think one thing many commentators look to is more than 1,000 auctions on a single day. They often refer to as a Super Saturday. And Melbourne had a Super Saturday yesterday with almost 1,100 auctions for the day.
Yeah, well, that's actually almost, it's just a touch over 1,200, I think, wasn't it, in Melbourne?
Oh, 1,200's for the week.
Oh, for the week,
and
yes,
it was
I understand.
700 just for the single day. So as you can see, the majority of auction activity happening just on that one day each week in Melbourne.
Yeah, I said at the top too, encouraging results out of Brisbane. How long? This is a question without notice. How long since we've seen a clearance rate in Brisbane around 62%?
Look, it's been a fair while. From memory, it was around 2017 we saw that happen a couple of times. But this has been quite a strong performance, and it really does build on quite a strong performance through February 2020. Not really high for Brisbane, but almost 100 auctions this week. So I mean, it's certainly significant that you're seeing strong results from the Brisbane market.
Adelaide and Canberra too, turning in some good results off reasonably tidy auction numbers as well, Kevin.
Oh, look, absolutely. I mean, Canberra's result is lower than last week's preliminary, but I think with 75 auctions this week, sort of a preliminary clearance rate in the 70% range is actually pretty strong.
Okay, we'll have a look at the Sydney sub-regions now. Kevin, the highlights for you here, a number in the 80%, I can see a couple in 90% too.
Oh, absolutely. Look, the Northern Beach is, again, one of those sub-regions we do see towards the top of the league table, 95.2%, and a very busy sub-region as well with 100 auctions this week. It's really interesting, actually, to see the outer southwest there at 90%. Now, that's not a busy sub-regions. I mean, there were only 12 auctions, but it's interesting. Of the 10 results we got, 9 of them sold. And then the inner southwest, not far behind at 86%, but again, a much busier region with 96 auctions.
Yeah, North Sydney and Hornsby continue to do well, don't they? Big auction numbers, good clearance rate too, and in fact that's where our top property sale for New South Wales comes from this week, and in fact it is the top sale in the country. So let's have a look at that property now. It's in Mossman. The views are beyond breathtaking from every level in this property, located high on Balmoral slopes in Sydney. The views take in the entire Balmoral beachfront from north to south and extend from Manly through Sydney Heads as far as the naked eye can see. On around 600 square metres of prized land and open to the northeast aspect, the existing tri-level double brick residence with swimming pool highlights the outstanding potential offered by this unique and highly valuable opportunity. It's so convenient, a short stroll to both Mossman Village and Balmoral Beach. Sold under the hammer on Saturday by Richard and Adet from Simeon Partners for an impressive $8,460,000. Yeah, great property, that one in Mossman. Tell me a little bit about Mossman, Kevin.
Yeah, look, so Mossman has obviously been a tightly held area for quite some time, and the median house price is about $3.5 million. Now, that is down a little bit on 2018, but Mossman probably didn't see quite the same drop in median price of some other areas. And it is bouncing back, as we've seen at the Q4 of 2019. This property is interesting. It was actually marketed with a guide price of $6.5 million, and it sold for almost $2 million more than that. And it was marketed on the potential of the property. I mean, the views are absolutely stunning from this property down to Balmoral Beach and out through the heads and to the ocean beyond.
Yeah, great property. Let's bring up the Melbourne sub-regions now. I'll have a look there. Some approaching 90%, so not too bad.
Absolutely. So the northeast, 87%. That was a very busy sub-region, 135 auctions, not the busiest, but nonetheless fairly brisk business. The southeast at 83.5 came second, and again 108 auctions there. Outer East at 82.9% with just over 100 auctions.
Melbourne Inner giving us our top sale, and this was out of the suburb of Parkville. I haven't heard much about Parkville. Tell me about that area, Kevin.
No, look, Parkville is just to the north of the University of Melbourne, and this property is just to the south of Royal Park. So it's certainly a prestige area, once again tightly held. We've actually seen quite a big population increase in this area over the last 5 years, 20%. The average length of ownership, which we often talk to as being an indicator of how tightly held the area, is 13.4 years.
Wow.
We have seen a bit of a dip in the median house price here, about $1.5 million. But again, the story here is that it is bouncing back a bit. Very interesting property built in the late 19th century, and part of the ground floor still occupied by Australia Post. So this was the original Parkville Post Office and Postmaster's House.
Yeah, as you say, Kevin, a wonderful property and a great blank canvas for someone. Let's have a look inside the property in Parkville that recorded the top sale in Victoria for us on the weekend. This property offers the chance to transform a piece of Victoria's history into a breathtaking contemporary family home. Circa 1889, the Parkville Post Office and historic postmaster's residence showcase soaring high ceilings, generous spaces and original period details like the grand arched hallway and staircase flowing through to the north-facing living area with marble fireplace. All this set on an elevated corner block of approximately 510 square metres. The rear of the property accessible via, appropriately, Post Office Lane. The result for Glenn Bartlett from Woodards and the sellers was a sale under the hammer for $4,040,000. Yeah, gee, couldn't you have a lot of fun with that property, Kevin, doing that up? I wonder how long the lease for the post office will go. I mean, it's branded, as you can see there in the photographs, as a post office. So it may just function for some time.
Oh, absolutely, since the property was built. But my understanding is that the lease to Australia Post is currently a month-by-month arrangement. So, it may be that full vacant possession is available fairly shortly.
Yeah, well, certainly that would fire up the imagination of a lot of buyers. Let's go to Queensland now. Our top sale in Queensland coming from Sunnybank Hills. We see Sunnybank Hills giving us some fairly large properties, and this one very well sought after. I spoke to the auctioneer on this one. Sunnybank Hills, what can you tell me about that area, Kevin?
Well, look, Sunnybank Hills is the busiest auction suburb in Brisbane and often has the highest clearance rate as well. Look, there is certainly a demand for properties in Sunnybank Hills. It's about 20 kilometres southwest of Brisbane. And as you say, these larger properties, this one with 6 bedrooms, do excite a fair bit of interest when they come to auction. Median price has been fairly steady at 660,000 for the last few years. But we have seen a population increase of 7% over the last 5 years, which obviously is one of the markers we look for increased housing demand.
Yeah, a very high Chinese population in that area as well. So, yeah, that one very well sought after. I understand the bidding on that was really quite aggressive, Kevin. Let's have a look inside the property at Sunnybank Hills, 32 Park Avenue. The top sale in Brisbane was this home in Sunnybank Hills, which Gordon and Jonathan from Ray White sold under the hammer for $1,182,000. Park Avenue is highly regarded in the area, and this stylish home sits proud on 867 square metres of land. It has easy access to shopping and, as a bonus, is inside the Sunnybank Hills State School catchment, close to City Express bus stops and multiple recreational parks and facilities. The impressive and expansive two-level layout is also practical for family living, with premium fittings including air conditioning and towering ceilings with internal feature columns, extensive entertainment areas, 5 bedrooms, a home office and 3 bathrooms. Okay, we move on from Queensland. We'll take it to the ACT now. And this is a suburb that comes up quite often. Top sale out of the weekend coming from Chifley, Kevin.
Yes, that's right. So Chifley is about 12 kilometres southwest of the city centre of Canberra. And as you say, we do see properties in this location come up a fair bit. This property is located fairly close to the Mount Taylor Reserve. And again, that's a feature we often see with these high-value sales coming out of Canberra. Beautiful house, built 2010, emphasis on outdoor dining. And this area, average ownership length is about 12.4 years. So again, it is an area that's highly sought after. Median house price, 800,000, and that has been increasing slowly but steadily over the last 5 years.
Okay, well, let's have a look at what 1.27 million will buy you in Chifley. 23 Main Street, Chifley, the ACT's top sale last weekend, has been meticulously designed and maintained by the one owner for the past 9 years. A stunning single-level home with space, light and privacy. The sun-drenched pool is at the heart of the home, allowing light to pour into the north-facing entertainment and living areas. The perfect place to take in Canberra's beautiful sunny days. With its north orientation and clever design, it's usable all year round. The under-roof line alfresco sitting area is the ideal spot to relax. Matt from Hive Property sold this home on Saturday for $1,270,000. There we have the top property in the ACT. Let's move to South Australia now. Kevin, this property, now I'm going to have a shot at the names. Williama Avenue in Medindi. How did I do?
I think that's pretty good.
Okay, good.
So Medindi is one of these suburbs. It really is just a stone's throw outside the northern parklands of North Adelaide, and it is again one of these suburbs that is very tightly held and much sought after. And particularly when you have a house, I mean, this is like a little oasis. It's on 1,300 square metres, sort of battle axe allotment, tucked away, very secluded, beautiful gardens. And the median price in this location, 1.3 million, and that's increased over Q4 in 2019. It's interesting to see this property came to market in September last year with an asking price of just over 1.8 million. And then has obviously gone to auction in February and has come in just a bit below that at 1.55. Okay,
well, we'll just have a quick look at this property in Medindi. There we go. In a most prestigious position in Adelaide, this grand family home is privately set back and accessed down a 50-metre driveway. It also boasts immense character and charm. The home superbly blends space, privacy and lifestyle. Spread over 2 levels, the home has 4 spacious bedrooms, formal sitting and dining rooms, and an extension offers open-plan living while still retaining character features. Moving outside, you could be anywhere in the world. Magnificently repointed stonework, ancient olive trees, beautiful hedging and sparkling in-ground pool set the scene for your own private escape. Andrew Fox sold this one on the weekend for $1,500,000. And finally in the show today, we'll take you to Western Australia. Claremont is where we pick up on the top sale there. Reg Ransom selling this property. Claremont, what's the properties like in Claremont, Kevin?
Yeah, so Claremont, again, it won't surprise you to know, is a highly sought after area. It is between Perth and the coast. So this property is probably about 10 kilometres to the west of Perth. Now, we talk about how tightly held these areas are. In Claremont, the average length of ownership is 11.5 years, 11 years, 6 months. But this property has been in the same ownership for 100 years. Now, it's got some beautiful period features, and it does look out over quite a big median reserve. So it's got a beautiful outlook. We've actually seen the median price in Claremont do pretty well. We've actually got a $1.5 million median house price, which has been quite steady. And as we've spoken about before, the market in Perth has actually been really quite soft for about the last 5 or 6 years. So Claremont's actually stood the test pretty well.
Okay, well, here's our top sale out of WA. Let's have a look inside. History was on sale with this property on the weekend in the same family for over 100 years. The Chesters, built circa 1895 to somewhere around 1910, offers enormous potential for the new owners who secured the property under the hammer on Saturday for $1,870,000. With the proper approvals to add a level, the sea views would be brilliant. The property features a beautiful entrance foyer and passageway with coloured LED light, a library, large master bedroom, original feature fireplace, spacious formal lounge and wide verandas with beautiful northerly aspects. And to top it all off, superb rear established grounds ideal for future extensions. Okay, well that wraps up our top sales around Australia. Just repeating before Kevin leaves us, our preliminary auction results. We'll bring those up for you again. Sydney 81.5%, Melbourne 79.6%, Brisbane 62.7%, Adelaide 52.1%, Perth 33.3%, Canberra 70.7%, giving us a weighted average nationally of 77.7%. So it'll be interesting, Kevin, when we come back again at the end of the week just to see how that all rounds out. But all in all, you'd have to say a fairly encouraging weekend, or a fairly encouraging week, I should say.
Oh, absolutely. And it really has built on the trend that we've seen in previous weeks. And I think it does, it does make those results more significant because we've seen those strong clearance rates maintained with a significant increase in market activity.
Absolutely. Well, Kevin Brogan, thank you very much. Kevin will be back from CoreLogic with me on Friday. We'll give you the final results and we'll have a look ahead at what the auction market's going to be like for the week ahead. Kevin, thanks for your time. Talk soon.
Thanks, Kevin. Speak to you soon. See ya.